Incoming mail.
Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to today's market colors session. My name is Sabia B. I'll be taking the first half of today's analysis, which will be covering a detailed breakdown of commodity currencies. I see a couple of us online. Good morning, and thank you for joining. How has the trading week been treating us so far? I hope it's been profitable. To our YouTube community as well, good morning. Okay, so we're not going to waste too much time. Let's go straight into the business of the day. Let's see what these asset classes have to offer us. Now, for last week's analysis, even down to upper week, AUD/USD has been delivering exactly as we expected. And those of us who were able to join those. But for the sake of those of us who did not join, we're going to be starting this analysis on a fresh basis with fresh eyes to see what the market has for us today. So I'm going to start off with a quick look at AUD/USD. First look AUD/USD on the H4 time frame. Now we know that this guy majorly or predominantly since somewhere around the 31st of March, we've been having AUD/USD heavily buying. Looking at the most recent price movements, you'd see consecutive break of structures to the downside. So now zooming in, you'd see that there's a new sunshine that has been printed. And for those of us who are students of the Forex Bootcamp course, you know that whenever we see sunshine printed, it basically means that profit taking has occurred. And it's either we're going to see, a move downward, which could be a retracement or an eventual reversal. Now, for those of us who are just joining us for the first time ever, and you're wondering what all of this on the chart is, and you're used to naked charts, this is an indicator-based system. So I understand none of us would have these indicators on our laptops. So you just want to take note of the price points that we're going to be looking at, and then you can now add your extra confluence to take advantage of this market. So another quick overview. Price has been doing this, started to change character, gave us a confirmatory break of structure. New sunshine has been printed, giving me bias to say there could be more sales of AUD/USD. So I'll go on H1 to have a better picture. Now, H1 time frame, price even broke above, traded into this indicator level, and it is continuing to sell. Now that it has traded back into momentum, is it possible for us to see a temporal buy of AUD/USD, maybe give us another retracement somewhere in here, come to test the support that could act as, future resistance, or is it going to come and trade all the way in here? Or is it going to continue downward? We're still going to leave these levels marked up because we want to see what price does when it does eventually get into those levels, right? For now, it's looking like price has continued from the indicator level. From there to where it currently is, this is about 39, 38 pips, which is a fair enough movement for an asset class like AUD. So I'm quickly going to go on the M5 to mark out yesterday's high and lows so that I can have a better picture of what is happening. So yesterday's high, yesterday's low. Day before yesterday's high, and day before yesterday's low. All marked out into today's price movement. Price violated this first zone, violated the second zone that could have acted as support, and it is currently on a support level. So is this support going to hold to make AUD buy, and not just buy, but buy back into the next resistance level, or all the way into the H1 point of interest that we marked out? Or is it going to be violated to continue downward? If price violates this level on the M5 time frame, then it's safe to say we could be seeing AUD selling all the way into somewhere around here. Because if you look at price, you see that there's a bunch of liquidity residing around the zone. So if price is able to break through, we could see even more digging of AUD all the way into this level. However, if this support level holds, then we know that we could be seeing temporal buys of AUD before the structure that has been forming since somewhere around the 16th of September is continued. Now looking at USD CAD from the H4 time frame. Looking at USD CAD on the H4 time frame now, this guy has been buying. Let's zoom out to have a bigger picture though. If you look at the entire thing, you see that predominantly it's looking like it's been to the downside, but now change of characters, confirmatory break of structures of these assets to the upside. If you zoom in, you see that sunshine was printed, so we expected this sell. We spoke about this sell during our last session before the buy continued. And look at that. How many pips has it done from the retracement? This is about 50 pips. Beautiful. So until a new sunshine is printed, price could just come here and even give us another sell to give us a sunshine on the opposite direction. H1 time frame, what do I see? On the H1 time frame, it's been buying since 16th of September. However, look at this. There could be temporal sales. Now, these levels I'm marking out, am I saying for sure price has to return into the zones before it continues? No, but I'm saying this is my most preferred level because I wouldn't want to catch the crumbs of the move. I would want to wait for price to, retrace into a good enough zone so that my stop loss is not too wide. So if price retraces into the zone, I'll be looking for confirmations to continue the move. On the M5, I'm going to be marking out yesterday's high and low. Again, the same thing, same repetitive step. So price already broke through. If you zoom in, you see that price already broke through this level and give us a retest, right? This was our first entry. We're going to continue to buy USD CAD. And it did how many pips? This is not much though, just 12 pips, right? So right now that price has done all of these movements and I did not catch it from the bottom, I want to wait for you to retrace back. If you're going to retrace into this one, even though this is still quite on the high side, I'll be willing to give a try as long as it meets my expectations or my confirmation bias. However, if price violates, this is a POI, this, and this, right? Now, looking at NZUSD, H4 time frame as well. 31st of March did this. However, all of this is too much for us to even say. This is now almost a predominantly sell market because it has violated several zones. Let's zoom in to see. There is sunshine. This only sunshine we had was here when price retraced into the zone. And if you're part of last session, you saw this, we know that would have marked out somewhere around here on the H1 for price to trade into and continue to sell. Let's go on H1 now. Now, price traded into our pullback indicator and it is selling. It is possible that price will just continue to sell from here. And for us to now find entries, we'll be looking for liquidity zones on time frames like 15 minutes that price will retrace into to continue to sell. However, if price does eventually retrace into these markups here before, I'm going to delete these markups so I can draw to this one. So mark this out. It's still a POI, however, price has already mitigated that level. Mark this one as well. Now, if NZUSD continues to sell without coming back here, how do we enter? Look for liquidity zones on 15 minutes. What are liquidity zones? Fair value gaps, IOFED, diagonal liquidities. Just look for where price could eventually retrace into to sweep before it continues in, a direction, right? So yes, these are the points of interest on the H1. On the M5 time frame, what are we looking for? Right, now look at how beautifully we would have caught this move. This was too clean. Price basically traded into yesterday's high and it dropped. These are the benefits of having this point of interest. This is over 36 pips that has been done on NZUSD today alone. Today. Now that price has traded into the zone, where is the next likely point of interest on M5 that could serve as some sort of either support or, the opposite? Okay, so price violated, or rather retested this zone, violated this zone. It is now at a support level, similar to what we saw on AUD-USD. If price breaks through this level, we're going to be seeing more digging of NZD-USD. However, if price finds support, then we'll see a retracement, maybe into this zone before we continue to sell, right? So as a quick summary, what is my bias on AUD-USD? Look at this, gauge for hold up a second while it loads up. Sunshine printed, sell continued. And we said if price happens to violate this M5 time frame, then the sell may just continue without coming into those H1 levels. However, if price continues and we're sure it's a strong moving trend, we'll be looking for liquidity zones on the M15 time frame. I believe we know what liquidity zones are. I just touched slightly on it to continue to sell. But most preferably, we will not want to be riding a trend that has or is almost worn out. We want to wait for price to retrace into a good enough zone, right? So we can begin to buy from very good entries, or rather continue to sell. So I'm saying if the price is going to be a temporal buy to sell, is what I'm saying. It's going to be a temporal buy to sell. Same thing for NZUSD. If this begins to buy, it will be a temporal buy to continue to sell in sync with what this guy has been doing. And for the USD car time frame on the H1 as well, it's going to be a temporal sell, basically just the opposite, a temporal sell to continue to buy in sync with the current predominant move. Let me know if you have any questions so I can answer them. Questions relating to the asset classes which was discussed. All right, I believe this was clear. As a side note, you should take note of Forex Factory. Go on, let's quickly even check. Do we have any high impact news released today that could cause any significant move? So today is the 21st, Tuesday. We do have, I will see come out, CPI on the Canadian dollar and median CPI, trimmed CPI, all coming out by, it's showing 8:30. So it's supposed to have come out. Let's refresh. We're not seeing any data that reflects the actual. So you could go on Forex Live to see if there's any news release that has come out on asset classes or those relating to asset classes you're currently trying to trade. Not everything, just some of them. Okay, so thank you for joining. We are going to look at indices, I believe, in the afternoon. So please do well to join by 2 p.m. on the dot, and we'll see what indices has in store for us. But for now, this is where we're going to be ending this session. Thank you so much for joining. I believe this was helpful to at least one person. With that being said, have an amazing day. Cheers and God bless.